All right. Hello. Hello, friends. How are you doing? We're about right on time starting here. I'm so glad that you have joined us today. We are going to be talking about crafting a company vision that attracts superstars. And I'm going to turn on my do not disturb right here real quick. There we go. All right. And I'm going to make sure that we are up and running. And it looks like we are live here. Okay, great. Facebook has recently changed a few things, and I want to make sure that I'm doing everything correctly, jumping through all of the new hoops. There we go. Okay. And move some stuff around here on my screen here. All righty. There we go. Just get everything all lined up here. There we go. And okay, great. We make sure that everybody in the group knows that we're here. There we go. All right. So one of the things that's tough is I can't in my live streaming platform, I can't see your comments, so I'm having to toggle back and forth between the platform and between the Facebook group. So be patient with me if you would. I sure appreciate it. But I see we've got Ron Adams and Noah, and let's see who else we have. Dustin, and I thought I saw Billy on there. So glad. Joe is going to be helping me. If you have any comments, he's going to help make sure that those are brought to my attention. And I'm really excited to be talking about something that's passionate to me today. And I'm going to bring Joe on here with us. And hey, Joe, good morning.
Good morning, guys.
So a lot of you guys already know Joe, but Joe's our VP, and he's an absolute key player on our team. And more than that, he's a trusted confidant and a fantastic friend, and he's an all-around great guy. Anyways, and
please continue, please.
he hates compliments. He hates being called out in public. By the way, does anybody know my favorite drink? If you can tell me what's in this cup, what is my favorite drink? You are gonna win some congratulations. Who knows my favorite drink? All right, Joe, would you keep an eye on those comments there and let me know?
It looks like Fred has chimed in. He's the first one. Yeah.
Yes, I see that. Fred Topo Chico for the win.
Noah,
yes.
Noah, yeah.
And Noah, okay. Yeah. Everybody knows my favorite drink. Right. Well, we've only got an hour here, and this is a big topic. So let me tell you what inspired this webinar. This has been something I've been wanting to talk about for a long time, but we've as we've been hosting our Contractor Freedom events, last year we had our summit. In January we had a sales boot camp, and then in just 2 weeks ago we had our second sales boot camp. And during those boot camps, it's not just me presenting. I bring all of my leaders, and I also bring in some other core or key players to help us run the event. So we literally have like 8 staff at every single event. And as a part of this, all of our guests, the contractors, they actually get a chance to speak with, hear from, and even, after hours, connect with my team. And everybody's like, oh man, Jason, how do I get a team? How do I get a Joe? I need a Joe, or I need a Jennifer, or whoever it is, right? and I've been telling everybody for years. I'm like, look, you need a good team. You've got to have a good team of people. And I brag on my team everywhere I go, and it doesn't carry the same weight when I say it, but when contractors get to either visit our company or be a part of one of our events, they can feel it. And so that subject came up recently at the sales boot camp, and Joe Joe was like, "Hey, Jason, I think I really need to address something. Can I just have 5 minutes?" And I'm like, "Well, sure. What's up?" And I had no clue what he was going to say, and so we carved out a few minutes and let Joe speak. And I feel like, friends, that what Joe had to say was very powerful, and it really resonated with everybody in attendance. And I've invited Joe to come on today. And this webinar is the result of the promise that I made after Joe presented this little what was it? I guess the topic, right? It was an unscheduled topic. And so, Joe, would you retell that story for everybody that you told
Sure.
last week, the other
Absolutely.
week?
Yeah, absolutely. Hi, hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. And before I do that, I just want to say, wow, guys, congratulations to everybody who went to the boot camp and went back to the office and started to employ what you learned immediately in your workflow and all the traction that you've gained from that. Man, I get chills talking about it. So, man, congratulations to that. And I'm glad I got to be a part of it. So, yeah, I forget what night it was. It was probably, oh gosh, Thursday night, maybe. I don't know. But I tried to go to bed 4 times. And I got stopped 4 times and by 4 different guys and ladies. And they asked me, they said, Joe, what do I need to do to get a Joe? And to be honest with you, I didn't have an answer right away. That night, I went back up to my room. I thought about it and I prayed about it, because there was some insinuations. Did Jason throw a bunch of money at you? Did you join because of the culture? What happened? And to take you back 8 years, Phillips Home Improvements isn't what it is today, of course. In fact, there was a lot of toxicity in the sales team. Culture wasn't there. I actually, guys, was still in training when I approached Jason about taking on the sales manager job. The sales manager had quit unexpectedly. There was a wake of toxicity. When he left, I actually had 18 guys who really didn't care for Jason. Nothing that Jason did. It was just a portrait that had been placed. Now you got to understand, I'm on training pay. I'm making $500. So I just sent Jason an email. Hey, you don't know me. We've met a couple of times. If you look at my resume again, I know sales, I know people, I know leadership. I think I can help you with the transition. So a few days passed and we met with Jason. I met with Jason at his house. Y'all have all been on that beautiful patio. We spent about 4 hours there. We talked about sales. We talked about leadership. We talked about God. We did not talk about culture. We did not talk about money. Remember, I'm making $500 a week. What we did talk about is Jason shared his vision with me. He shared his vision for the company, what the restructure would look like. And believe it or not, he shared the vision for Contractor Freedom with me 8 years ago that had already been brewing for like 4 or 5 years. So, Contractor Freedom's 12, 13 years old. And he shared all that with me. And it resonated with me because we shared a lot of the same core values, and we shared a lot of the just the desire to help people and help people grow and help people achieve their goals. So that night when I left, I went home and I told my wife, I just heard an incredible vision. I want to be a part of it. We hadn't talked money. We hadn't talked culture. We just talked vision. And so I latched on to the vision. It didn't take long. And I want to say this, it didn't take long for me to latch on to the man. If you indulge me just for a second and let me share a little bit of my faith. There's a scripture that says, my people perish for lack of vision. And Jason had vision, and I latched onto that vision, and I latched onto it in a toxic culture, making $500 a week. But I latched on, and of course, 8 years later, you guys know where I'm now vice president of the company. I get to be part of your lives, a few times a year. I get to train uh, incredible sales superstars every year, and the rest is history. So I would encourage you that if you have not, and to be honest with you, I don't know if I don't know if Jason's going to share our vision, his vision for our company now, but it's very short. It doesn't mention anything about painting. It doesn't mention anything about making lots of money. It has to do everything with people because we're in the people business. And so if you want a Jennifer, and I told the guys, I said, if you're gonna get a Joe, you better get a Jennifer, because Jennifer, it really helps me be Joe, and then there's Ange and Will, and you met all those guys. But you know, most of the people that come in and they get a vibe of our culture at the office, but then when they hear the vision of the company, and you start seeing little increments of that vision being carried out, there's no question. And I said this in front of my boss and in front of the HR. I get recruited pretty heavily at least once or twice a year, and people will throw money at me, and people will. And can I just tell you, nobody's thrown a vision at me. Nobody has thrown a vision at me, because if you throw money at a Joe, when the money runs out, Joe will run out too. It's not about the money. It's got to be about the vision and accomplishing something together. I am number two in the company. I know my role. I will never be number one. I will never live in Jason's neighborhood. I will, but I know my role, and because I know my role, I welcome my role. I embrace my role, and therefore I am awesome at my role. I've been number one. I can be number one, but man, I am an awesome number two. So when you're looking for your Joe, you make sure you have the vision, and you make sure that he knows his role, that he is there to protect, to personalize, and I'll talk about that in just a second, and to pursue. What I mean by personalize, most of you guys, entrepreneurs, are high D's. You can come across pretty abrasive. You can come across, just let's get it done. And but I'm an I. I'm all about the people. So I can take what Jason says, I can personalize it for the rest of the team. The other thing my role is, other than to protect him, is to, and what I mean by protect, I keep everything I can off his desk. No social media bombs, no lawsuits, nothing. That's what I'm called to do. But the last thing, and this is really important, not only with your Joe, but with your team, I pursue Jason. What do I mean by that? In order for Jason to do what he does for Phillips, for you guys, he has to live anywhere from 9 to 18 months ahead of us. And so my job is to let him do that. But I also got to pursue. In fact, he and I have a joke. He'll say something. I go, man, that's amazing. He says, taillights, Joe, just follow the taillights. That's me. Just follow that, right? And it's a joke, but it's true. Because if I'm walking with him, or if I try to walk in front of him, I get in his way. And I will walk beside him when he says, Joe, come walk beside me. But for the most time, I pursue him so that he doesn't have to come back and get me. Because if he has to come back and get me, get Jennifer, get Ange, if he has to come back, he's coming back in time. And I know this sounds a little deep, and I know this sounds, but for you younger entrepreneurs who are building, Jason, and you have Jason, look at Jason as a mentor figure, a father. This is your future. This is your future. This is what you're building your legacy on. So, but it all starts, and then I'll just turn it over to Jason. Jason, just want me to share my story. It all starts with your vision. What is your vision for first for you, then your family, and then your company? And what I mean by your company, I mean the people in your company. So, man, I love you guys. I am so blessed to be a part of Contractor Freedom, be a part of All Your Lives, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. So, but basically, it all started, and I want to thank Russell Peach Painting. Russell was the one who really prompted a lot of these questions, and so Russell, thanks. It got me thinking, because there's a lot of times that people will come to me and they will say, you know, I want to quit, and here's why. And so what I've learned to do is say, before you tell me why you're quitting, why don't you tell me why you started? And then we'll take it from there. And the reason I started with what Jason and what I'm doing now is because of the vision. Thank you, buddy. That was good.
Wow, Joe, thank you for sharing that. And man, thank you for all you do. And you are just you're not only you're a people person, but you are a selfless investor. You invest in other people all the time. And I'm proud to call you friend and VP. So
Yeah.
you know, guys, let's just talk a little about vision, because there's some mistakes. I'm going to tell you about a mistake I made with my vision that really caused a problem. And let me see here if I can, let me see if I can switch to the right thing here. There we go. Yeah. So for your company, you need more than vision. We're going to focus on vision here, but I want to share some stuff with you. And for instance, vision, mission, values. You know, vision, a clear and compelling vision provides a sense of direction and purpose, and it inspires and aligns the team towards common long-term goals. It has to be compelling, a compelling vision. Now, what's a mission? Okay, a mission is this. The mission statement defines the company's core purpose and the actions it takes to achieve the vision. It guides daily operations and decision making. And that can be those waters can be a little muddy at first, but I think by the time we're done here, you're going to have a clear understanding of the difference between vision and mission. And of course, core values. You know, core values establish the principles and standards that guide your behavior within the company, and they influence how employees interact with each other and with your customers. Those are vital as well. Then the next thing that plays in, you know, is leadership. You know, if you're going to build a superstar team, it involves these elements: vision, mission, values, leadership. You know, effective leadership is absolutely crucial for articulating the vision and the mission and the values. And it's the leaders that set the tone for the company culture. You know, the leaders can't be the thermometer; they have to be the thermostat, right? And so the leaders have to model this, and you have to constantly reinforce this to your team 5, 6, 7 times, and you have to live it out, and you have to say it until you're ready to puke, because when you first start, you know, announcing your vision and your mission and your values, people aren't really going to believe you. They're going to say, "Yeah, he just went to a seminar, webinar, she." This will blow over. Don't worry. This is, you know, I'm just going to get back to my day job and peck on the keyboard or climb the ladder and paint the house, whatever it is. And so these have to be articulated constantly. And ultimately, friends, all of this boils down to your culture, or it shapes your culture. That your culture is like the personality of your company. And, you know, so vision, mission, values, leadership, these things all shape who your company is. And, you know, most contractors that I've met, including myself, didn't start out with some grand vision. I'm just going to be honest, man. When I started my company, I just needed to put dinner on the table Friday night for my family. My vision lasted about, 6 days. I had a 6-day vision, and I knew I was created for more than that, but I was so down in the trenches, I was so down and out that I couldn't see further than that at the time. Okay. But why is vision important? There's actually some statistics that talk about companies with a clear and inspiring vision, they have 68% more engaged employees than those without a clear vision. What's an engaged employee? Well, do you have team members that are just coming in to punch the clock, to hurry up and get home? Or are they people that are actually engaged in trying to they're pursuing excellence for the company, for the customer, productivity, creativity, problem solving, those things. And there's a company called Bain & Company, and they did a study, and they found that companies with a clearly defined vision and mission statements that are tightly aligned with their strategies perform better financially than those without it. Okay, so you're going to get more productive, higher engaged employees. It's going to equate to more profits, and the study, this is a different study. Harvard Business Review says that companies with strong vision statements and effective communication of that vision by leadership experience 30% higher levels of performance. So, having a vision, it's really, really important. And of course, when you're recruiting, does your vision speak to potential recruits, to potential superstars for your team? Does your vision speak to customers? Is it something that customers care about? So it's, in summary, a vision, it's going to guide your decision making and just provide clear direction. And it's, when you start a new initiative, wow, does this align with our company vision, with who we are? And honestly, it inspires people. It should inspire people. It should motivate people, giving them a sense of belonging. They're like, yeah, I want to be a part of this. When you are hiring or interviewing a new candidate for your company, it's kind of like dating and marriage. And you know where you want to go as a company. But this employee that you're trying to recruit, or this person you're trying to recruit, you know what they have? They have goals for their life. And a lot of them, they're raising a family, or they want a family, or they want to buy a house, or they want a job that they can, count on, and a place where they can use their skills and their talents. And it's almost like walking down the aisle. Hey, do our visions align? Can I see myself working at this company for people like you 5 years from now? It's important. It's important. So, your vision is going to attract and even retain. You heard what Joe said. He gets offers all the time. And if you don't have a vision and you're not a good leader, your people are going to vanish for $1 more an hour, for a penny elsewhere. So, oh, by the way, yeah, vision is going to also repel the wrong people. It's going to attract the right people, and it's going to repel the wrong people. Wouldn't that be nice if some of the wrong people are repelled before you even get to work with them for a week? Think about that. That's powerful. A mishire is very costly. Not only is it costly in what you spent, there's the loss of opportunity and time. It's a setback to your company. And I'm going to check on the comments over here real quick. Oh, hey, we got Claudia. Hey, Claudia. Yeah. Okay, so the difference between a vision and a mission. The vision, your vision, is the future that you hope to achieve. Now, I'm going to give you some examples of visions here in a minute, but your vision is the future that you hope to achieve. Like when I've built my company, when you have built your company, what does it look like at that point? What does it look like when you're done building it? And your mission is like your broad plan of, hey, this is the thing we're going to do to get there. But I want to tell you real quick about bad vision. If you had bad vision or lack of vision, your employees are not going to be clear on the goals and directions. Okay, when you have a vision, mission, and core values, and your employee runs across something that's not in your manual, it's going to guide them to do the right thing. And again, no vision, bad vision, vague vision, you're going to have low employee engagement, poor decision making, and you're probably going to have difficulty hiring the people that you really want and retaining the people you really want. It's going to lead to a weaker company culture. If you've got a lot of repeat customers and you don't have a good vision, I mean, you're missing an opportunity. You're missing an opportunity to create loyalty with your client base. And, you also, because you might do this and do that, you're not going to be aligned all of your efforts working towards a specific goal. So, by the way, I might mention that that Joe referenced this. Proverbs 29:18 in the Bible says, "Where there is no vision, the people perish." And when you don't have a good vision for your company, guess what they're going to do? They're eventually going to go somewhere and work for a company and a leader that has a vision, a leader and a company that's going somewhere, because people want to go somewhere in their career and in their life, and they want to be a part of something that is, it's greater than me. Okay, look, nobody wants a job. Nobody wants a job. Jobs are out there everywhere. People want to know that they're doing something important. So let's talk, back to this. What is a company vision? A company vision is a clear and inspiring declaration of what the organization aspires to achieve in the future. Here's what it's not. A company vision is not a detailed plan or a specific set of goals. It's a broad, aspirational statement. Now, let me tell you about my first company vision. Okay. Well, my first company vision was, hey, I got to get this thing launched. Okay. But as I started to build a team, and I knew that if I was going to escape contractor prison, I needed to build a team. And my first vision was, hey, come on, we're going to sell some paint jobs and you're going to make a lot of money. Oh, really? Yeah, Jason, I want to make money. That was a terrible vision. You want to know what I ended up with? I ended up with a bunch of selfish, money-hungry people. That's what I ended up with. It's my fault, not theirs. I threw the wrong bait and I caught the wrong fish. That's what I did. And then you end up later, thinking, well, why aren't these people giving me their best? Gosh, I'm paying them well. They should be, they should be giving me their all. Oh, I had a bad vision. And guess what? This is part of what changed when I remodeled my company. I realized that I needed to be a better leader. I needed a better company vision. And so I'm going to give you an example of what are the Phillips Home Improvements vision, mission, and values real quick. This is just our example, okay? Our vision is to be the most trusted home improvement company in the state of Texas. That's our vision. Like Joe mentioned, that doesn't say anything about painting other than it just says home improvement company. What's in bold there? Trusted. I'm speaking directly to this mission statement speaks directly to the pains of homeowners, our ideal clients, because they all need someone to trust, because almost every homeowner we run into has a contractor nightmare story. Now, here's the next thing. It also speaks to potential employees, Because if you were to ask Jennifer, who hires every single person on our team, and she interviews hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of people, I cannot tell you the amount of times that people are, let's say, gainfully employed. They have a job, but they want to leave because their company is acting unethically. They don't want to work for a company they can't trust. They don't want to use their talents and their goodness and pour their blood, sweat, and tears and their heart. They don't want to pour that into an unethical company. And they can't see themselves walking down the aisle and being married to that company for a number of years. So this speaks to both, okay? And so when we achieve this, we will be the most trusted company in this trusted home improvement company in the state of Texas. That's ours. Now, real quick, we're not talking about mission today, but I want you to see what our mission is. How are we going to become the most trusted home improvement company in the state of Texas? We're going to do that by cultivating exceptional leaders who create remarkable experiences for our clients. We're going to give them such a great experience that they can't help to tell a story about why their friends and neighbors and family members should hire Phillips Home Improvements. See, I'm not hiring people to do a job. I'm inviting people to join me on a journey to be the most trusted home improvement company in the state of Texas, where they are going to be cultivated to be exceptional leaders and make happy clients. Remarkable experiences even. And again, what we value is, you have your own core values, but we value faith, people, teamwork, and the pursuit of excellence. So that's just one example of a vision, mission, values. Now, let me give you the vision and mission of Contractor Freedom, okay? The vision of Contractor Freedom is to elevate contractors' lives, enabling them to live with greater freedom and purpose. And I run into contractors all the time. Maybe they're not having the success, they're revving their engine, they're spinning their wheels, or maybe they're not making any money. Maybe they're making money, but they don't have any time and freedom, and therefore they're not able to go serve and do the higher level things that they want in their lives, like go on missions trips and give and serve and all of those things. That's what I want to do, is I want to elevate contractors' lives and help them live with greater freedom and purpose. And guess what? With the right people, that resonates. And how are we going to do that? Well, our mission, here's how we're going to do that. We're going to lead, inspire, and equip these business owners to become exceptional leaders, build thriving teams of people who champion their vision, and empower their teams with efficient and scalable systems. So that's the vision and mission of Contractor Freedom. Okay, do you guys see a theme here? If you see a theme here, just comment in there, theme. Say theme, give theme in the comments. Now, we actually have our sales superstars. They have their own little departmental mission statement. Listen to this. The mission of Sales Superstars is to rescue homeowners from doing business with unscrupulous contractors. We even have an image that we've even named that unscrupulous contractor. We won't get into that right now. So let me give you a couple examples of what could be, let's just say for the painting world, just an example of a mission statement: to transform homes and enrich lives through the art of painting, creating spaces that inspire and uplift. So does that sound a little bit different than we're going to be the best? We're going to be the best. If you say we're going to be the best, we're going to be the biggest, we're going to take over our city, do your potential clients even care about that? Do your potential employees or existing employees, do they really even care about that? No. Look at this statement here. This is aspirational. I mean, how can you not read that and say, wow, I think I want to be a part of that? Here's another one: to make every house a happy home with vibrant colors and impeccable finishes that reflect the owner's personality. It's a pretty good one. You guys might want to screenshot this.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a few more, let me turn off the slides here for a minute. And Joe, you got any comments?
I don't have any comments.
I don't believe you.
No, I don't have any
That's
comments.
impossible.
Oh, you talking about me or my reading comments? Do I have any, if you want me to comment, I got plenty. It's
so, you know, with your vision, you know, you need people who can do the job, they will do the job, and they fit within your company culture. And that vision is like the foundation of building your company's culture, your vision, your mission, your values, your leadership. That's all going to shape the personality or the culture of your companies. I want to tell you what I noticed years ago. Remember, I had that bad vision, and I'm thinking, man, I pay people, man, I'm paying them good money, and they're not giving me my best. Well, let me tell you what just really opened my eyes. Rochelle and I, my wife, we used to pastor children's church, and we volunteered. And one of the things that we did every year that we really loved doing is we would take about 100 people, and we'd load them up on buses, elementary kids, and we'd take them away for a week to a camp, and we'd have the most amazing, fun and powerful kids camps. And it took a whole staff. It took like 30 people to make this happen. And what was weird at the time, we'd have husbands and wives and teenagers. They would take their vacation. We even had some that would take unpaid vacation from their job to come and volunteer to work basically 24/7 at the camp, and days and weeks ahead, their time, they would do all of this, and I wasn't paying them anything. But then I had over here, I had employees that I was paying them good money, and I couldn't get their best. And over here, I've got volunteers that are taking unpaid time from work to come be a part of what we're doing. And that really got my brain going. Well, why? It was because people were doing something that they believed in. So what can you, with your company, what can people believe in? Can they believe in you as the leader? Do you have a vision? It doesn't have to be complex. It should be easy for everybody in your company to memorize it, and it should be one sentence. One single sentence. You know, it should include something about making the world a better place. Maybe not the whole world. How about your little part of the world? And it should make people think, I want to be a part of that. Wow, I want to be a part of that. And it should, you know, invite people to think, I want to be a part of something bigger than myself. It should have something noble in it, aspirational, something that they want to be a part of for a long time. Let me read you just a few example notable vision statements. Tesla, to create the most compelling car company of the 21st century by driving the world's transition to electric vehicles. Google, to provide access to the world's information in one click. Wow. To provide access to the world's information in one click. That's nice. How about Nike? To bring inspiration and innovation to every athlete in the world. Amazon, to be Earth's most customer-centric company, where customers can find and discover anything they might want to buy online. Southwest Airlines, to be the world's most loved, most efficient, and most profitable airline. IKEA, to create a better everyday life for the many people. Patagonia, we're in business to save our home planet. And, you know, again, my home improvement company, to be the most trusted home improvement company in the state of Texas. Contractor Freedom, to elevate contractors' lives, enabling them to live with greater freedom and purpose. So I want you to think about your vision and mission, but start with your vision. What are the elements that you want in there? It's got to be short, it's got to be sweet, it's got to be simple, it's got to be aspirational, and it needs to resonate with your ideal clients and with your employees. Okay, anybody have questions? Throw your questions What are your questions? And while you're typing your questions, I'll throw in a couple terrible statements. Our vision is to maximize profit at all costs.
Hmm.
Who's that? That just makes you look like a stingy, money-hungry company and owner.
Spencer said, "We're just going to copy yours."
Well, you're welcome to do that, Spencer.
Don't reinvent the wheel, Spencer.
Until we show up in Utah. No, it's going to be a while. No plans for Utah. Here's one that's vague and uninspiring. To be the best in the business.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Here's one that's self-serving. To make our owners rich and powerful. To complete as many jobs as quickly as possible. To beat all of our competitors.
Hey, Jason, we have a question from Joe Elmore. He says, what comes first, mission or core values?
Well, that's a great question. I believe core values are already there, but they're already there in you. Okay, for instance, it's more about discovering what your core values are and then shaping them what you want them to be in the future. But you could do either. You really could do either. And here's the thing. You're not going to get it perfect. You better write these in pencil because you're going to update them.
Right.
You're going to update them. I cannot tell you how many iterations I went through to finally boil down and clarify, what we're about. And Joe and my other leaders were all part of this process. This isn't just something where, I went into the prayer closet one day and came out with, the commandments written on stone. No, it was a discovery process, and a lot of prayer went into this. And of course, I involved my team. They're part of this. This isn't just something Jason created and said, "Hey guys, here it is." That's not it. So your core values, which is I'll touch on that for just a second. Your core values are what you and your team actually value, not what you say you value. If for instance, if you say you value customer satisfaction, but your customer satisfaction is low, well, you probably don't really value customer satisfaction because they're not happy. So you can divide your core values down into two. And actually, if you've read Pat Lencioni's book called The Advantage, he does a great job. I think it's The Advantage or The Ideal Team Player. I think it's The Advantage. He really talks about this, that there's your core values, which is presently true about you. And then there's these core values that you want to be true. And he calls those aspirational core values, because this is something we want to be true. And I recommend when you do your core values, keep it to 3, because if it's not so simple that your whole team can memorize it and know it, if someone asks them out on the street, "Hey, what's your company's core values?" Every employee at your company should be able to say that. Keep it to 3. Honestly, we have 4. I would prefer it's 3, and we really boiled it down. We started with more, and we boiled it down, and we settled on faith, people, teamwork, and the pursuit of excellence. That's ours.
Another good resource as part of our culture, Jason, and I don't know if you remember, help us walk through the process, and we encourage this, is the book Traction. Traction EOS has a lot of exercises you can do with your team to get to your core values. That was very instrumental with us. The Advantage and the Ideal Team Player, all of those need to be on the to-read shelf. Put that on your to-read shelf and read those books, because they can help you. They can help you craft those. And as Jason says, over the years, it's evolved into something. And just to give you an idea, when we first started our vision, we talked about being the premier home improvement team in Texas. But guess what? That was all about us. It was just all about us. And we thought, no, and we chewed on it a while to be the most trusted. So it's going to be it's going to be a whip. It's going to be a work in progress.
Work in progress.
Yeah,
that's true. Yeah, we did. We went through many iterations of this. So here's the basic steps. Okay. And by the way, here in a minute, I'm going to share a link where you can download the Drafting a Company Vision worksheet. So you need to reflect on your core values. Okay, and your core values may not be set in stone right now. Reflect on your core values. And then envision a future. What's your company going to be 5 years, 10 years from now? Describe the ideal state of your company. And then start looking at, your purpose. What do we want to do? Why does your company exist beyond making money? I'm going to say that again. Why does your company exist beyond making money? Beyond making money.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And consider, how it's going to connect with or resonate with your existing customers, your potential customers, your existing employees, your future employees, possibly your community, especially if you're in a really small community. That would be a big piece of it. And then craft a compelling statement and bring it to your team. Hey team, look, I really want to define our fuzzy future and bring it into focus. Hey guys, here's why I started my company, and here's where I think we need to go in the future, and get them involved, because if they can help you craft it, they're going to own it. And so another way of saying that is authorship results in ownership. If they get to help author it, they're going to own it. And I'd be happy to, you can throw it in the chat here later and say, hey, Jason, what do you think about this one? I'll give you my 2 cents on it. But it doesn't need to be rocket science. I believe you should start something, and it's okay. It's okay to refine it. Every master was once a disaster. And guess what? My first vision was a disaster. Start with something. Then you've got something to go back to. So review it, refine it. And the next piece is you've got to communicate it. That slide I showed you with our Phillips Home Improvements vision, we go over that every single quarterly team meeting, every single one. I even have it where it covers up certain words, and it's a fill in the blank. And hey guys, help me fill in. What's this word? The vision, our vision is to be the most blank home improvement company in the state of Texas. And we do that for our vision, mission, values. And just because I want it to constantly be on everybody's mind. I want them to know who we are. And the more we hear it, the more we speak it, the more we become it. So we've got to embed it in our culture.
I do it before every sales training. It's the first 3 slides of any training I do. It's the first 3 slides. Our mission, it has to be repetition, strengthens and confirms. So.
That's true. I didn't know that, Joe, by the way, that you did that. That's great. It's one thing if hey, we're going to plaster it up on our wall. Okay.
Right.
But if you're not living it out every day, and you as the leader setting the example, it's not gonna ever become anything.
Mm-hmm.
So let me throw here in the chat this. There we go. If you'll click that link right there, it's posting right now. Click that link and just throw your email, and it's going to email you the PDF. And you can print it out or fill it in, whatever, and it'll get you going. It'll give you a little jump starter there. So, guys, gals, has this been helpful to you? I hope this is. That's my goal, is that it's helpful to you. Give me a thumbs up in the comments if this has been helpful to you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Joe. Any closing thoughts?
No, it's just it's fun to take a few minutes out of my grind of my day. The version 2 will be VP Prison. You have to get it done. Just kidding, to get out of the grind and to spend time with you guys. It's amazing. it's just amazing to see. Hey, you guys that were at the boot camp, I'll just say this, so I train 2 times a week, group training, very similar to what we do at the boot camp, and trained this morning. And I shared with the leadership team yesterday at our quarterly planning meeting that, man, I have just really learned something from you guys, that you guys bring out the best in me. Your hunger really just fuels me to give my all, and I just want to say thank you for that, because the hunger is that's what it's all about. Hungry, yeah. Humble, yeah, and an ideal team player, man. If you find people that are hungry, humble, those are and smart with people, those are your ideal team players. So thank you for letting me be a part. Thank you for letting me share, my journey with Jason over the last 8 years, and it's awesome. It's really awesome.
Joe, thanks for taking time out of your day. I know you had a busy day today. I really appreciate your time. You've really definitely added to the conversation. So, all right, friends.
Okay, you got a couple of comments here.
Oh.
Spencer Hayward said, when you asked if it was helpful, he said, hell yes. Yeah. And then Claudia, and then Dustin gave us a thumbs up. Claudia says, I haven't been able to attend your summits. I look forward to attend in the future. As a small business owner, how can I probably craft a proper mission and vision for business growth? And then she says, LOL, you just answered my question. So anyway, that's encouraging. Hey, Jason, I'm going to sign off, buddy. Thanks for letting me be a part, and thanks for letting me share my story.
Thanks for joining us, Joe. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
All right, friends. Hey, by the way, before we go, one more thing. We have our upcoming summit. You can go ahead and register for our upcoming summit if you would like to do that. I'm gonna go throw just a link to that real quick into the chat here. If I can get back over to the chat, let's go here.
Anyway, that's encouraging. Hey, Jason, I'm going to sign off.
And I accidentally just got that going there. I was trying to go to the chat there. All right, I will throw that in here in just a minute for us. Okay. And Jason's clicking all the wrong buttons. All right, guys, I'll throw the registration link in for our summit. Love to have you at the summit. We're going to talk about this and many other powerful topics so that you can live your life with greater freedom and purpose. God bless you. We'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.